What's going on, everyone? My name is Triforce Addiction and welcome back to another COD mobile video. So I think it's time, since Season 8 is pretty much coming to a close this coming week, I think it's time to talk about basically our end of season review for COD Mobile. So in this video, we're going to be talking about whether, this whole entire season battle pass was worth it, and just basically just recapping on pretty much what got released within this time frame. So before I do that, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more Call of Duty Mobile. For those of you guys who are just sticking around for another episode of Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, don't worry, that is coming out soon. So without further ado, let's actually talk about this, shall we? So Season 8, or otherwise known as the Forged for Call of Duty Mobile, was a pretty eventful season to say the least. There were so many bundles that were released, there were so many new characters that came out, and there were just a bunch of new epic variants and also legendary variants to find within this game. So the two main epic variants that were showcased within this battle pass was the DRH chain. So the DRH was pretty much a new gun that got released. Basically, it came from Modern Warfare. Like, this is basically the SCAR from Modern Warfare. The way it functions, the way it sounds, the way it reloads and everything, it is strictly from that game. So the second weapon, or I guess the second weapon skin that you unlock, is the AK-117 kit bag, but pretty much everyone calls it the AK-117 Maverick. Reason being for that is because basically the skin looks exactly like the Maverick from Call of Duty Ghosts. And I won't lie to you guys, I feel like with the iron sights in this weapon, it feels very clean, and I don't know, it just makes the gun feel a lot more stable. Because if I ever use like a regular base AK-117 or just any other variant, it feels like it jumps like crazy, but like this one just feels a lot more stable for some reason. So other skins that were released within the battle pass were actually pretty nice. A lot of the most notable one within the battle pass, besides just these two epic variants, was the KN-44 Living Rust. So everyone by this time who has bought the battle pass should already have this weapon. It's a very competitive weapon to use. It is very, very powerful. I'll just say that it's just extremely overpowered for what it is. I should say that it's like so dominant to the point where using it is pretty much a necessity in this game. Because if you don't actually use this weapon at all, then you're pretty much already at a disadvantage just by not using it. But anyways, there are other guns within the battle pass that are not really that important, but they also did get a Living Rust camo within them. So, but they're, like I said, they're not really important. The most notable one obviously was just the KN-44. I'm pretty sure everyone was happy to get that variant, and that's pretty much the only variant I see other than just, I guess, that Rainbow Spectrum one that pretty much everyone has, including myself. So maybe about a week or two within this season, we did get our first draw, which was the Practical Joke draw. I think that's what it was called. I kind of forgot. But what it had was a new character called Gunzo. Well, not really new, but he was from Advanced Warfare. So they brought him back to this game, as well as bringing back pretty much a new epic variant of the BK-57, as well as a legendary variant for the RPD. So what the legendary variant of the RPD had is basically, it's more or less the same thing as the RPD. It just has a few, it has like this graffiti design that actually has like some sort of lighting like feel to it. As well as if you kill anyone, they pretty much turn into a nuke or something, whatever. They're basically like, they explode. That's basically what I'm trying to say. The BK-57 epic variant that was within that little draw, which was called the Gimmick, I believe, it basically had a striking resemblance to the Vepr from Ghost, which was an SMG that wasn't really used in its time. It was pretty much an SMG that was just there. But I guess, whatever. It's not really like a weapon that I normally see. But yeah, I have seen it a few times before, but it's nothing really special. I mean, I've used it, it was fun to use. I just liked it for nostalgia purposes because I did play Ghosts. But other than that, it was an okay weapon, nothing crazy about it. So a few, I guess, crates came out within this game. They were pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. And, a lot of people complain with the crates because, they almost sometimes, no matter how much they pay, they never really get the variants. That's not really the case, at least for me, because I usually get them within the first, like, 2 tries, and, like, sometimes even 3. So they're not really that hard to get. If you have the money for it, then you could go for it, but if you don't want to, that's of course your choice. The only weird issue I had within these drops, or I guess within these crates, was that the themes weren't staying true to what they were. For example, sometimes there would be a nuclear fallout weapon in a different crate that wasn't the nuclear fallout crate. It's really weird. Even the snakebite crate had this issue, and I just don't understand why they didn't just put all those nuclear fallout or snakebite weapons within their designated crates. Of course, there were other crates out there, such as the assembly required crate that had basically the ASM-10 assembly required, as well as the M16 epic variant. Just other stuff like that. It wasn't really important, obviously, because not a lot of people are using them. And I know that because I've played this game so much that I pretty much already reached tier 234. So later on, we did get a second draw, which is called the melting point draw, which probably was one of the most fascinating draws within this season. And to be honest, like, just to say this right now, this was the first ever draw I actually completed within my COD mobile account. And I actually felt satisfied because, like, I've always wanted a legendary weapon in the game. The only one I ever got was the AK-47 Wrath Black and Gold, and that was only because it was being sold in a bundle. Like, I didn't really like the idea of just like paying a huge amount of COD points, like, just to get like some sort of legendary weapon that just looked a little bit nicer than an epic would. So I basically decided why not just try to get this variant, because this is my first draw I want to do. I just want to experience it for the first time ever. And honestly, I kind of picked the wrong draw to do because this one was really expensive. Usually the draws end with like maybe 3,600 to 3,700 COD points. This one ended with 4,700. You guys even saw it in my video. I was really surprised when I saw the final price of the draw. So the question is, was it worth it? Obviously, for at least me, it was. I don't know, it just felt really rewarding to get that, because I know not a lot of people are going to get this. And basically, not a lot of people go for draws because, they feel like they're not really into the game, and plus they're expensive as fuck. So yeah. I feel like the draws in Call of Duty Mobile are pretty much just like for the dedicated players. Like, if you don't play this game that often, or if you just play this game on a rainy day, I wouldn't recommend getting it. But, like, if you play this game all the time, you have your own clan, you have your own team that you play ranked with, then why not, right? But, like, just for a person that doesn't really play this game that much, well, I do a lot, but, like, for just some random person out there that doesn't, don't spend your money on that. Trust me, it's not worth it. If you're not going to spend all this time playing the game, then, like, why even buy the skin? And you guys don't really have to worry about not getting it, because, some people say this game's really pay to win. Honestly, I don't really see it, because, I mean, you could just get the base QQ9 for free if you had the chance to get it. And trust me, the QQ9 is not really that much of a reliable weapon in some maps. It's only reliable in close range maps. So, like I said, you don't really need this one. Like, the base variant will do, or even the one that you got from Season 7. It'll be just fine. So the next and probably the final draw that's going to come out for this season was the Spectrum Redux draw. So this specific draw was very highly anticipated by the community because, I mean, the KN44 color spectrum is a very rare legendary variant. Only like a very few had it. At least up until now, because, I've been seeing it a little bit more often. I decided to get it myself, so this was my second complete draw that I did. Well, actually, technically it's my third one, because I actually did end up finishing up the Sweet Joke draw. So, like, I was, like, already right there, so I'm just like, you know what, like, might as well just get the RPD right now, so I won't have to pay extra in the future if they ever bring it back. So, yeah, this was the third, draw that I did. So, yeah, this specific draw was really appealing to a lot of people, including myself, and this one, it was just amazing, honestly, because, like, there was just, like, everything in this draw was just beautiful, and, like, just stack it with the fact that the KN44 is a very competitive weapon. And of course, a lot of people are going to want this skin to use while they're just playing in ranked or on a casual public match. And it's just amazing because, like, even if you didn't have the money to buy the KN44, like, you could still go halfway and get the ICR color spectrum. So, like, either way, you still enjoy the draw no matter what. And I feel like that's what a lot of people did. I feel like some people didn't really care too much about getting the KN44 color spectrum. I feel like people were just more interested in getting the ICR color spectrum. And like I said, the ICR doesn't really have like a lot of epic variants. The only ones that they have is the dark matter and the nuclear fallout from what I've seen so far. So the color spectrum is a really nice welcoming change to this gun, I guess. But yeah, like I've seen a lot of people with the color spectrum. I feel like they're really enjoying it. So yeah, it is a really spectacular draw. And pretty much ever since this draw came out, I have been using both weapons because, like I said, I've just been enjoying them. And honestly, these like camos are just amazing to see. I can't even believe that this is even in a mobile game. The unfortunate part of this whole draw, and a lot of people were complaining about this, was that if you have owned anything within that draw before, like let's say for example, you were around this game when this draw came out the first time around, and let's say you didn't go all the way through, so let's say you just made it up to, I guess, the character skin. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to buy him again in order to actually like go through the draw and get this weapon. It's pretty unfortunate, I know. But like if you really are interested in getting this weapon, you're gonna have to spend a little bit more. And me, I went into this draw assuming that, like, you know, if I've already owned this character skin, I wasn't really gonna have to pay, or maybe it gave me a free slot to just skip. But no, that wasn't the case. I had to actually pay for the entire thing all over again. So yeah, maybe I should have finished this draw the first time around. And it didn't really matter if you finished it the first time around because, you know, they actually updated this gun universally. So if you have gotten this gun before, you pretty much get this new updated version. So you won't have to do it again, basically. But either way, like this draw still kind of negatively impacted like people that already had this weapon. And not just because you know, the weapon came back again, but like there was actually new stuff within that draw. Like the ICR color spectrum was actually a new one, so if they wanted to get that one, they were gonna have to pay just a little bit extra. So, you know, like just counting the money that you spent before and like compared to now, you pretty much spent like just a lot more just for the same draw, really. But like I said, if you like collecting epic variants or just legendary variants, if you're that type of person that just likes to have everything, just go ahead. No one's really stopping you. But if you're a person that needs to save money, I just recommend going for the ICR color burst. It's still a decent weapon at best. I guess it was for the best that they put this in the draw, you know, they brought it back and everything. Because if they put this in a bundle, I'm sure like a lot of people would have been pissed. So another pretty cool thing that happened was that we pretty much got our first free legendary variant within this game. Of course, it's not really a gun variant, but it's more of a specialist variant. So it's basically a purifier, but instead of shooting fire, it just shoots water. And honestly, it does look pretty amazing. It was really worth the grind. Like I said, the grind wasn't really that much. I mean, it was a pretty simple grind, nothing crazy. The only sucky thing about it was that we didn't really get like some sort of animation, like showing off how this, like, I guess specialist thing works. It's basically like you unlock it, and it just gives you like a little square saying that you, like, congratulations, whatever. It was nothing special, and honestly, I still don't use it. I just focus mainly on the Annihilator pistol. So I guess the last weapon we should talk about within this season is the Man of War Nuclear Fallout. So the Nuclear Fallout crate had a lot of different weapons with that skin. The Man of War was the only one that was outside of the crate system. So the way you had to grind this one was, oh my god, it was very exhausting, to be honest. And like it was just very inconvenient for the most part. You had to collect all these materials, and they were spread out within game modes. But sometimes, if it wasn't in a game mode that you wanted, you had to wait like pretty much a full day just to have it rotate. And sometimes they wouldn't even go to another one that you would like, or sometimes they wouldn't even be there for that day. And it took me for like a while to find like a decent game mode to get all this stuff on. And honestly, the grind wasn't really worth it, but it was nice. It's nice to know that I actually do have this variant and I worked my ass off for it. This gun was basically, it just gave you something to do within this season if you had finished everything else. So I guess the rest of the stuff that came out, and I'm just going to speed this along because we are pretty much like 14 minutes in within this video. Quick Fix did come out. Basically what it does, like just in short terms, you kill someone, you heal faster, that's it. Getting this perk isn't really too hard. All you have to do is just do challenges, and the challenges are basically just like, hey, get 5 kills with Dead Silence equipped or something like that. It's very simple, and just like it's basic stuff that like anyone can do. So the last thing I want to talk about within this season is actually the weapon balance. And I know I probably don't have really a place to say, mainly because I don't play ranked. And I'm pretty sure people who play ranked are probably experiencing this far more than in public matches. But I feel like it has to be talked about. And what I mean about weapon balance, I'm talking about the lack of variety that there is within this season. So in regular public matches, it's not really that bad because there is a lot of weapon variety. Like everyone just uses every type of weapon. I've seen it, I've lived it, you know, it's not that bad. But like just whenever you're going up against a competitive player, it just kind of seems to be more annoying. And I'm not saying that because I mean, I always like to stay relaxed and just, you know, have easy lobbies or anything. I mean, like challenge is great and everything, but the thing is that I feel like nobody in this game actually challenges themselves, especially when it comes to weapons, because all I've been seeing so far, at least when it comes to competitive players like that join public matches, it's just either the Cordite or the KN-44. I feel like because these weapons are way too dominant, just people don't have a need to challenge themselves to use anything else. And this is honestly one of the main reasons why I don't want to play ranked, because if it's just if it's so bad to the point where you literally need to use those two weapons in order to succeed, then it's just not fun. Because I'm a guy of variety. I just like using every single type of weapon. It doesn't matter how weak or how strong it is. Like I like to challenge myself sometimes, you know? Like sometimes I'll go into a match like that has like long range and I'll use a Shecom or something. Or sometimes I'll get into like a close range map and use like the Man of War, like, you know, a very slow firing weapon. But like I enjoy it because, you know, like it kind of gives it more challenge. But with the KN-44 and the Cordite, like I've used those weapons before and they're just so, like, I feel like they're very effortless. I mean, it's not just the KN-44 and just the Cordite. Like tell me guys, like tell me in the comments below, how many times have you guys been mowed down by someone that has a PDW Royal Crimson? Like how often do you get like destroyed by that weapon across the map? You know, I just feel like the weapon balance is it's just not right. Like SMG should not be able to snipe you across the map with literally no recoil, including like ones that have such a high rate of fire and such high damage. I know you guys are going to hate me for saying this, but I believe the snipers are also causing a problem within multiplayer too. And not just ranked, but also in just basic public matches. I feel like the snipers are a little bit too easy to use, mainly because, you know, they don't have any idle sway. And like their accuracy is always on point no matter what. Like, I mean, if you guys seen my Red Action DLQ video like a while back, you guys would know like how easy it was to get those two noobs. And here's the thing, I'm not a person that consistently snipes within this game. I almost never snipe in any lobby ever. And if it was that easy for me to get two nukes back to back within like just 1 or 2 attempts, then there's obviously a balance problem. And it's not just with me, it's with everyone. Like literally, I'm actually very afraid to go against snipers in any range, because I don't know if I'm going to win the gunfight or not, because they're just so effortless to use. I mean, there was this one match in Kill Confirmed when I was playing in High Rise. There's this one kid that was just like on the helicopter pad just sniping all of us, and we couldn't even leave the building because it's just so easy. So we were just there the entire match just suffering from the hands of this one dude who I'm pretty sure never uses snipers, and he was just like destroying us like nothing. And like I had no problem with any other person in his team, it was just him. And I was trying so hard to get out of there. I would even try going through like the under part, you know, like the alleyways, and I just couldn't go through because I mean, like no matter what, he never misses. And either way, if I'm hiding behind a wall, he still gets me because the bullet penetration is just so fucking insane. And look, to be honest with you guys, the only sniper I really have a problem with is like, it's just the DLQ. Like every other sniper is okay. The Arctic 50 is alright. I mean, I hardly ever go against it. But mainly it's just the DLQ. I feel like that weapon just needs to be toned down a little bit. Maybe the damage or even the bullet penetration. And just look at that right there. I mean, I'm already so close to killing this guy, and he just destroys me without any effort. Like, it's stupid. Like, that's why snipers are so controversial in every Call of Duty game, because you know, you're just putting so many bullets into the guy, and he just quick scopes you like nothing. Look, I don't know what they could do with snipers. Maybe lower the aim assist, or maybe just take it off completely. But you know, I don't really know, but you know, they could try to do something with it. But like, I doubt it's gonna get nerfed. But I'm pretty much gonna have to deal with that no matter what. But like I said, it's not all the time. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that went on within season 8. I mean, shit. There was just a lot. I mean, I don't think we've ever gotten 3 draws. Maybe we have. Like, you guys maybe could tell me that you have, because I really started like actually playing this game fully within season 6. So I'm still, I guess, relatively new to, I guess, this game. So yeah, you guys could correct me there if I'm wrong. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Season 8, it was pretty fun. I can't wait for Season 9 because it's pretty much changing the entire way this game works. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more COD mobile content, as well as follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And until next time,